hesitation when I come forward. I won't let you go. When she telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what she telling me to come forward. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let her go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where is she? Where is she? She's telling me to come forward, come for me. See, I don't know why. Finally now I just spoke my mind. I know it's long since we spoke sometime, but this thing no play, I go change your mind. Just give me some time, baby, please. Cause I don't have no time to waste. No more back and forth just like Aaliyah. That's all I wanna do right now. Grab it up. So you know me gonna grab it up. Body to body make a bend up on that reeling. Bad man turn you over like a steering. Well, when me gonna grab it up. So you know me gonna grab it up. Body to body make a bend up on that reeling. Bad man turn you over like a steering. But she telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what she telling me to come for me. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let you go. When she telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what she telling me to come forward. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let her go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where is she? Where is she? She's telling me to come forward, come for me.
Just killed it.
You made the decision to play Thiago. Klopp doesn't change the system. Since move back left. You don't want to change from the 4-3.
Boom, boom. What's going on, people? We're back again on the J James Show. We've got another preview for you. We've had a nice break, man. Ram's hair's grown a couple more inches. I mean, his edges have been laid. He's smiling. The sun's out shining. I mean, and we're here, man. We're here. But big up to everyone in the building, everyone that's been tuning in. Make sure that we're liking the video upon entry. Make sure we're getting that ticket to entry. And make sure we're subscribing if we're new to the channel. And if you're watching this on a repeat, please make sure you're liking and you're commenting in down below. And of course, the people that are live, make sure you're commenting in their live chat also. But Ram, before I get into the chat and I salute the chat, how you doing, my bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's been an eventful weekend for the Premier League.
Very eventful.
Especially for certain North London clubs, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
we gotta do what we gotta do, man.
Yeah, bro. I've been drinking. I've been drinking this drink. It's actually quite nice, man. It's called Tears.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's proper nice, man. Proper brewed deep in the heart of North London.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Comes in a red bottle, a plastic bottle at that.
Oh, right.
And yeah, man, yeah, proper.
Was it made out of happiness and hope?
It's made out of happiness, a lot of happiness. Not even happiness, you know. It was hope. It was hope. It was a bit of fear in there. It's like a sweet and sour combination. It's great.
All the emotions together.
Yeah, man. Arsenal.
Good.
Now they know, man. Now they know. Look, listen, I'm going to be on the terrace later on, so this is going to be really, really interesting because I told the gal, I told him, and he didn't want to listen. So it is what it is, man. But people in the chat, we got the day after podcast saying big up to the day after podcast. We got Ensman TV in the building. Also, big up to Ensman TV. Make sure you're subscribing over there. I think it's about 20 more to 700. So please, he's trying to get his 700 subs. Make sure we're heading over and subscribing if we haven't done already. Big up to Statman Stubbs. We got Bald Ollie in the building as well. Big up to yourself. We got Yuvraj Daliwal. Big up to Yuvraj. We've got GTV in the building. Trudon saying Arsenal not even getting 90 points challenge. Where? Facts, Trudon. Facts.
You have to, if you want to challenge, you got to get the big 90 points, man. It is what it is.
Otherwise, you
You're just
competed,
there.
bro. You
Yeah, you're
competed.
just there.
You competed. It wasn't a challenge. You competed. But a failure of a decent what, or does he mean descent?
Failure of a
That's
decent season, probably. It's a decent season for Arsenal, but it's still failure. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Bald Ollie saying, "Nah, the bottle's made of gold," as they like saying. Is yours made out of gold in terms of the Premier League? Yeah. Do you know what I
Man,
mean?
they painted their trophy gold. It wasn't given to them. They actually painted it. It's gold.
Oh, that's shocking. They
Sad.
actually painted it.
Yo, the Premier League didn't give them a gold trophy. They made it gold. Bunch of saddos.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm using that info today. I am using that info today. Oh wow! But look, in the words of Klopp, we've got a big battle on our hands tonight, though, man. Under the lights, King Power Stadium, the Foxes emerge from their dens, looking to get a result, an unlikely result. Looking at the table at home against Liverpool. Of course, we've got Leicester. They're deep in a relegation battle. I don't think anyone would have expected this season. It's one of the shocks of the season. Looking at their squad, they shouldn't be there at all, man. Before we get in the nooks and crannies of the game, how are you feeling about this game, Ram?
Mixed emotions. I think I'm relatively happy with how the team are doing. Obviously, getting the results and getting the job done as I expected. But in terms of this game today, we're playing against opposition that are fighting for their lives, and that's not a good thing for us. Ideally, we want a team that's more or less done with the season, maybe just here, just chilling around, but they actually got something to fight for. And seeing as though Nottingham Forest drew against Chelsea, obviously Leeds drew against Newcastle, they're almost, and obviously Everton lost against City. The onus is on them to win the game, because if they win, they're out of the relegation zone.
Of course.
So and obviously we're playing at the King Power, so it's going to be a difficult game, man. I'm not overly confident, but we should get the job done on paper.
How important is this game for Liverpool? Because unfortunately, both Newcastle and Man United won on the weekend. None of them dropped points. Obviously, we've got 2 games left after this game left in the Premier League. The more wins they pick up, it's looking more and more likely. Obviously, we're not going to achieve top 4. If Liverpool were to lose this game, is this devastating? Does this really have any effect on the season because the season's done? Because it's an interesting one. We're looking at it, and in years gone past, we've been either, do you know what I mean, in there or thereabouts, like for the top 4. You remember, obviously, the Ali header, which secured us top 4, but we're there or thereabouts. We have to win that game. Champion, like going for, obviously, the league title. Do you know what I mean? The run into the season's always been really, really exciting. Even if we haven't been in for the league, which we have been in recent years, it's been a Champions League or it's been something else. We're looking now and it's just, yeah. Sorry, big up to Salman. Newcastle drew, yes, but what I mean is that none of them lost. None of them
dropped points.
Yeah. So Newcastle dropped points, but they didn't lose. And we needed Newcastle. They're ahead of United. United are the ones we're trying to catch. So how important is this? Is this like how, like, if Liverpool lose this, is this up in arms? Are we, do you know what I mean, upset? Or is it just, yeah, it's kind of had the season's been? Is it more of an acceptance type of?
Yeah, I mean, like, if anyone that's up in arms about Liverpool dropping out or not getting top 4, that should have been done months ago. None of us, neither myself, Jerry, or G, and Roms and Ish believe we can get top 4. But somehow, in some way, we're in the race. Yes, we won all our games. I say limped all our games. But it's mainly down to the 2 teams above. I said it on Igal's channel, I said it on Enz's channel, I said it on the terrace. If we get top 4 and Newcastle or United drop out, it is the biggest bottle job in the history of the Premier League. I'm not talking trophy, I'm talking ever. You can't have given away 12 points. Remember, Jerry, they were 12 points ahead of us when we drew against Arsenal.
Yeah.
We had to overturn a 13-point deficit. No other team in the history of the Premier League has done that. No, not even, what's it called? When Newcastle bottled the league in the late 90s, they had to overturn United had to overturn like a 10-point deficit or something. This is 12. 4 games they had to lose, and we had to win all of ours, or even get a draw as well. So lose 5 and win 4 and get a draw. That is a bottling and a half. Like we have no right to be in this race because the form for the last couple of months has been dire and pitiful. That's what you got to say. But somehow, and by the Lord's grace, the 2 teams above us are dropping points. And we just have to capitalize as much as possible. I still believe we can finish the league with 71 points. But is it enough to get top 4? I don't know, because them 2 teams could get 72 and 73 points.
Yeah.
So whether we win, lose, or draw is not in our hands. And I know people are saying, Newcastle got Brighton away from home. Like, it's not guaranteed Brighton beat Newcastle. It's not guaranteed. We saw what Everton did to them. It could be the same thing. We don't know which Brighton. We could get the amazing Brighton that we saw against United and Arsenal, but we could also get the pitiful Brighton as well that we saw against.
Do Brighton turn out pity performances against the top teams though? Really,
that's a good point. They rarely do that. But this is the first time in a long time they've had a consecutive amount of games where it's like 3 days rest. They haven't had that probably in the history. This is going to be I think it might be the 3rd week in a row they're going to have that. It's like we don't know which one we can get. So I'm a little bit hesitant. But like I said, if everyone's up in arms about Liverpool not getting top 4 at this moment in time, give your head a wobble. You're far too late. You're like the slowest person on earth, man. We knew this from the start back. We're just relying on hope and believing that our rivals can drop out because they're just as pitiful as well.
That's what it is, man. 100%. Just to give you some stats, people, on the game. So, look, Leicester have won their last 2 Premier League home games against Liverpool, last winning more consecutively against the Reds in the top flight between 1929 and 1931, which was 4 seasons. So, they've got a decent record at the King Power. We do usually struggle over there. Liverpool have won 8 of their last 11 Premier League games against Leicester. That being drawing 1 and losing 2, more than they had in their previous 19 against the Foxes. Leicester have only kept 1 clean sheet across their last 13 Premier League meetings with Liverpool, 1-0 in December 2021, with the Foxes conceding an average of 2.1 goals per game in this period. That's a massive stat. Now, for Liverpool, a team that's not necessarily the best defensively, offensively, they're quite proficient. We're still getting goals this season. It might not look as fluid. It might be harder to come by, but we are still able to score goals. That hasn't been our issue this season at all. That's obviously going to be an area where Liverpool are going to be strong because Leicester just don't keep clean sheets, unfortunately.
I saw some of the defending against Fulham and against Everton. Boy, if you play like to about 50% of what I know Liverpool can be with the front 3 that we have, which we'll get onto it later, I could see us scoring 3 goals. If they defend the way they've been defending, because they've been poor.
Yeah, I agree.
Piss poor.
I agree.
If it was 100% Liverpool, it could be a hiding for them. But
and it's everything.
They turn up.
And it's everything as well. It's the goalkeeper, Danny Ward. He's been terrible.
Even the Iverson, what's it? Iverson? He's just as bad.
He's just as bad. With Danny Ward, he was great up until the World Cup. He was doing really well up until the World Cup, and then he made that error, and everything's gone tits up since then. Do you remember?
Against
the World Cup.
Wales, when he was playing for Wales.
Fies, I remember against us, he scored a couple own goals. That was against us, wasn't it?
That's how we won. 2 own goals.
2 own goals because we won 2-1 because Dewsbury Hall scored the goal,
bro.
isn't it?
That I remember. I remember that
When he
goal.
ran through and gave it a little
No
dig.
skill.
No
Just
skill.
literally. I get my PS4 controller. R2. I move the analog stick. That's how they move. That's how
Exactly
you
what it
move.
was, man.
I was pissed when I saw that goal.
Facts. Each of Liverpool's last 5 Premier League games have seen them win by exactly 1 goal. In English top flight history, there have been just 5 occasions of a side winning 6 straight matches by 1 goal margin. So there's a couple stats out there for any betting people. If they want to go and make a cheeky bet, there you go, man.
Big up, Ross.
Good little omen as well. Dean Smith, their manager, that's obviously taken over from Brendan Rodgers, has lost 4 of his last 5 Premier League meetings with Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp. However, the one win he did manage came by the 7-2 scoreline, which when he was in charge of Aston Villa, and we remember that scoreline. But apart from that, yeah, he's not been great. The one omen that goes against us though is we've been on a great run. 6 games right now. 6 games, won all of them.
Yeah.
However, one of those games was away from home, the West Ham game. The rest of these games have been at home. Now, Liverpool this season have been absolutely dire. And everyone knows, you guys in the chat, let me know because you guys will know more than me. We've been absolutely terrible away from home. That's where we've been packed. That's where Nottingham Forest have done a job on us. That's where, Leeds have done, no, Leeds scored at ours. But anyway, away from home, we're terrible. We're just terrible. We're terrible.
Yeah.
Is this going to bite us in the back? Have the players been playing this well because we've been at home? The fans, Anfield has kind of pushed them over the line. They've garnered some confidence because they've won, but they haven't been tested yet by playing away from home, not being in comfortable surroundings, coming up against a team that's actually fighting for something in the Premier League. Because let's be honest, a few teams that we've been facing haven't really been up for it. Like bar Arsenal, and look how we started that game. We had to come back. But bar Arsenal, where we kind of turn up, we've played teams that don't really want to do anything. Sorry, and Leeds as well, Salman. And Leeds, big up to yourself. So 2.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to count Leeds 6-1 because again, it was before Allardyce. It was Javi. I think it's Javi Gracia. The defending was pitiful. Like they were opened up like. I'm not going to say it, but it is what it is. I think JJ knows what I was going to say, but I'm not going to say it, bro.
Forcefully, like in prison. Just don't drop the soap, people.
Yeah, or you just go into one of them like building sites in Amsterdam. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
But it's you got a point there. We haven't played against a team at their ground and actually did well. I think the West Ham game, it was I want to say a bit part performance because we played well at times, but we didn't also play.
We could have lost that game easily.
We could have lost
that game. I mean, to be fair, they should have had a penalty.
Yeah.
We saw in that first half a couple times that last minute block from a couple players. We saw obviously Thiago going in for a penalty. I was at that game. It wasn't a great game. So look, in terms of form, we haven't played the best football. We've been able to get results. Now, of course, we're in the results business right now, and we will do anything just to get a win. We're in better form than Leicester, but we haven't been away from home. And I think this is going to be a real test to go and see where the mentality of the players is at. Because if we go back to just like drawing the game or we lose to Leicester, that really sums up the season. That really sums up the mentality of these players, the likes of Virgil, the likes of Henderson, the likes of Salah even. Because, yes, you're getting the goals and stuff, but this is your chance to go and be like, you know what, actually, we're going to go and get top 4. We've been shit, but we're still going to be able to go and get top 4. And that's going to kind of depict and portray to everyone that we're still a team to be taken seriously.
Not even that, JJ. It's also a case of going into next season, I want people to start to respect us a bit more. Because we lost our respect this season. Now we need to go back and tell the Premier League we're Liverpool. We're big bad Liverpool.
Exactly. But that respect has to come from yourself at first. That respect has got to come from, you know what? We've been terrible, but we're not letting this slip now. Like, we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that we win every single game until the end of the season. If you drop points at Leicester, that really shows, you know what, we don't deserve Champions League. And to be fair, if we look based on the season, we don't deserve Champions League and we actually shouldn't be in it. I know people say, look, the table doesn't lie, and if we were to finish in the Champions League, people would kind of allude to us having a better season than a United or a Newcastle. Well, let's just be honest, man. Let's be honest. Like, in this scenario, no way. They've had way better seasons than us. Way better seasons. So yeah, that's going to be proper interesting, man. Just going to get into some of the comments before we head out. But guys, people, make sure we're smashing the like. This is going to be a short one, people. So please make sure you're putting in all your comments inside the live chat, and make sure we're liking the video also. Streets Approved Thames saying Arsenal, they didn't even compete, they participated. To be fair, when you think about it, Liverpool finished second under Arsene Wenger. I think the season before he got sacked, right? Was it 2 seasons before he got sacked?
Finished second to Arsene Wenger.
When did Arsenal finish second? Was it against Chelsea?
Oh yeah. No, it was the season where Brendan Rodgers got sacked. It was Leicester.
Yeah, it was Leicester. So they've done it before. They've done the same thing before. This is nothing new.
You should use that.
Yeah. Arsene Wenger finished second. So interesting. Leicester, Azangul, big up to Azangul, saying Leicester away is going to be very tough considering our away form. Facts, very good point. Bald Ollie saying the bottle painted now, I bet. Facts. Don Robbie getting crayons out to colour it in gold. Oh,
you should. No, do you know what you should do? You should get a paintbrush with the paint of gold and just paint the bottle. Paint a bottle gold.
Yeah, paint a bottle gold.
Yeah.
You know what? If I had paint, I'd probably do that with a bottle for the show. You know, that'd be funny. Azan Ghoul saying this might be the most important game for both the teams as we play for Champions League and they fight for relegation. Thing is, who believes they can get it more? That's the difference. Who looks at that like scrapping for survival and scrapping just to achieve something are different. They're different levels of scrap.
Yeah. Do you know why I wanted? I really don't care about Everton. I wish they lost. Well, they did lose. The reason why I wanted Leeds to win was also put the element of doubt into Leicester's mindset. Because let's be honest, we know that a lot of the players from Leicester have checked out of the season already. That's why they are where they are. If Leeds had lost, I think they would have gone. They would have sunken further, and would given us the advantage. But Bamford, innit?
Yeah. Big up to Effortless saying Arsenal ain't got the mental or killers to win anything. Venom23 MC saying if we make top 4, you have to question the overall quality of this league. Facts, you do. I agree. Tafsir saying the only thing going for us is Leicester are not at the bottom of the league on match day. We have lost to every team at the bottom of the league on match. Pray we win tonight.
Barring Leeds.
Facts, barring Leeds, yes. Yeah. Mr. Demas saying the only thing in our favour is that they don't have a decent goalkeeper. Facts. Now, obviously, this is going to be a quick one, so I want to just quickly throw up before we get into the score predictions. Gakpo. Now, Gakpo played in the 8 against Brentford in our last game. No.
10.
10.
It was a 4-2-3-1.
It weren't, Ram. It weren't. I've looked at the heat map. It weren't. I looked at the heat map. It weren't.
My JJ, let me have this, man. Let me have this.
Right, have it. He played in an advanced 8. Is that all right?
Okay, I'll have that. Yeah.
Cool. He played in an advanced 8. Now, for a second I thought, what did we play Brentford? We did play Brentford, right?
We played Brentford,
yeah. Brentford. Now, that was something that obviously before it came out, we were like, what on earth was that? Like, what are we doing? Are we playing 4 up top? We're playing 2 midfield. And what I realized, especially doing the tactics board, is that it reminded me of Ox when he first came in, what Gakpo gave us. When we won the ball in transition, we were really, really, really quick and able to go and drive with the ball through midfield. And I think that was really, really effective considering how Brentford play as well. They play quite narrow and we tried to, instead of passing the ball about, we used our players to progress the ball. Jones done it a couple of times. Trent, we saw him kind of extend his legs for the first time in midfield. Gakpo was doing that really, really highly. And we saw him going and doing that. He had 3 options in front of him. It was, it was Jota, Nunes, and Salah in front of him. He was able to go and try to slip people in. Looking at that, do we think Klopp does that again? Do you think he carries that on? Or do you think that was just a makeshift? And do you think Henderson comes back in as an example?
He better not do it again. Because even if it was a 4-2-3-1 or whatever, it wasn't working that well. Especially a team like Brentford, it weren't working. I would stick to putting Gakpo up top and putting Luis Diaz and Salah on the wings, because whatever you say about the players, the synergy together, the synergy and the overall quality of those three players just makes us a lot better. And I'm very, very confident when those three come out, compared to if we're playing a front four with Nunes up front. Because let's be honest, right? I'll say this again. Nunes bought himself a lot of time, but he has been stinking up the joint for the last couple of months.
Especially playing down the middle.
Especially that. I don't doubt he's got a little bit of a something. But next season, I'm like, and now to the end of the season, you're a big impact player. You can't be coming on and starting games, in my opinion.
So you think Gakpo plays up front then? Yeah, you want him back.
That's our best front line, JJ. That's what we have the most joy.
I agree. The thing is, and this is the problem, and I don't want to get into this too much. We'll probably do it tomorrow on the tactics board. But what it is I think Klopp is trying to implement Nunes as much as possible and give him as much game time, because he wants to get acclimatized to playing down the middle. Because I don't think in the long term Klopp wants to play him down the wing, because although he's effective from there, it changes the way the team plays. He makes them out to in runs, but he's not going to receive the ball from deep the way Salah does or the way Nunes does, or even Jota. We see them getting the ball a lot on the half turn and able to go in and play the forward pass and then run onto it, play it into Gakpo, and then kind of allow Gakpo to kind of spin and dictate or set it back, and then we use that run. With Nunes, he's got to be the last man. And if he's the last man playing on the left, it means whoever's up top it actually drops a lot deeper. And it's just
that's where
it messes up with the dynamic thing. Yeah, and I think it messes up with the dynamic. So look, those would be really, really, really interesting. But look, we got to head out. Score predictions for tonight, man.
I'm gonna go 2-0. We're gonna struggle. We're gonna get a goal, and then we're gonna get a counter-attack goal in the end to see off the game. Plus Alisson clean sheet agenda.
Cool. I think it's 2-1. I think Liverpool win, but I think Leicester score first. I think Leicester score first, and I think they're rocking, and I think we managed to pull it back. I think Vardy turns up today. Not saying even, but I think Vardy turns up, and I think Vardy's, in terms of mentality, is a player that I really, really, really like. So I think he turns up, man. I think he turns up. But I know you guys are saying 4-1. Unfortunately, no clean sheet from Reds for Life. Big up to yourself. We've got Effortless saying 3-1. We've got Bald Ole saying Nunes on the bench for me. We've got Colin Bradshaw saying good afternoon, gents. Also, Trudon saying, just for some of Expression's new vid, he called Goonali a diet Suge Knight. Yeah, I saw that. That was a vile. That was a vile. That was a vile. You said it live. I saw it live when it happened, and yeah, I just didn't even let Lee. But listen, if Lee wants to shed any tears on the channel, he can do. He's always welcome. Liverpool Lee, you'll never walk alone. Liverpool Lee, our arms are open wide for you in this time of distress. But until next time, people, thank you so much for tuning in to the preview. Make sure you're obviously following up Rams on the Twitter. Twitter's in the description. Make sure that obviously we're sharing, liking, commenting, again, hitting the notification bell, and we will be dropping Tactics Ball tomorrow. Myself, Ram, and G will be back also. So please make sure we're there, because when we drop the tactics, we change the game. No one looks at football the way us three do, man. So it's amazing. Ram, thank you as always for joining us. Until next time, it's been the Jerry James Show, and we're out, people. Take care.